Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. My name's John Campea here for Collider Video. And this morning, the brand new and I guess final, if an official Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer dropped. There it is in all of its glory. And, everybody knows that I'm, something of a modest Star Wars fan. Yeah, only my entire freaking life revolves around it. I'm a nerd. So, I thought I would give my quick reaction to it. Now, for those of you who follow me on social media, you already know that I put out a tweet and a Facebook post this morning that basically said this. Gotta be honest, I don't really like the poster. Now, let's remember, we're talking about the poster here. J.J. Abrams did not make the poster. The quality of the poster, no matter how good or bad it was, will not be a reflection of how awesome the movie will be at all. If it was the greatest poster ever made in history, that doesn't mean the movie was going to be the greatest movie in history. If it was the worst poster in history, that doesn't mean the movie's not going to be awesome. We're just talking about the poster. But I gotta say, I saw the poster, and me, myself, I was a little bit underwhelmed. And I think the reason I felt a little bit underwhelmed was this, and actually it's only one reason and one reason only. It's way too busy. There is way too much on this poster. They just leaned over and vomited out everything they possibly could onto this poster. Now, when I said that on my social media this morning, some people said, well, John, I mean, it's the same as all the other Star Wars posters. Is it though? I mean, the style is the same, but let's look at some of these other Star Wars posters in a second. First, I want to mention a couple things that I really love about the poster. Here's a couple of elements that I really, really like about the poster. Let's take a little bit of a zoomed in here thing. First of all, I love the artistry of what they did with Kylo Ren's lightsaber paralleled with Rey's staff. The way it's perfectly and symmetrically paralleled with each other. I don't think that's by accident. I think that's very purposeful. And I got to tell you, I really like the artistic, what they are doing there with that. I think that's a very, very cool thing to do. The other thing I really like is that you kind of have it separated from the red, which, the more quote unquote Sith side. I know there's no Sith in this, but, and then on the right, the blue side. I like the way that that's separated. That looks pretty cool too. One of the other things to mention, I gotta be honest, I don't know how I feel about this. So there's a third Death Star, only it's not called a Death Star now. Now it's called the Star Killer. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it might be awesome. Who cares? But so, I mean, there are some cool elements in there too. But now let's go on to this one thing about my complaint about it, because here's the thing. This poster to me feels a little bit like one of those secondary Walmart posters. You know the ones I mean? When you go to Walmart and they got those racks of posters and you go through, it's not the official poster, but it's like just a marketing tool poster kind of made. That's what this poster kind of feels like to me with all that stuff on it. Now, like I said, some people are saying, well, John, it's just the same as all the other Star Wars posters. I disagree. Let's look at the original 6 posters. Now, there are obviously multiple variations, but we're talking about this style of the poster. Let's look at first of all, let's go to the bottom left there with the original Star Wars poster, all right? Obviously, that is not the original poster. I mean the original movie. So that one, what do you got? We've got 4 characters. Got Obi-Wan, Luke, Leia, Han, and a couple of ships. That's 4. In the Empire poster, we've got 2 characters. We got Vader, the Emperor, and a bunch of ships. And maybe if you want to count the Snowwalker down the bottom as a character, maybe 3. Now, as we go over to the Return of the Jedi poster, it gets a little bit more busy. We've got Chewie, we've got Jabba, Luke, Vader, C-3PO, R2-D2, and an Ewok. Okay, we got Wicket down there. That's 7 characters plus ships. Anyway, then when we go into the prequel posters as well, as much as I don't like to talk about the prequels, we got on the Revenge of the Sith one, we got the Vader helmet, Anakin, Padme, Obi-Wan, the Emperor. We got Obi-Wan and Anakin lightsaber dueling, and we got Yoda. So there's 8 characters. That one's getting kind of busy, and the other one's in there as well. Okay, so yeah, but when we go to the Force Awakens poster, you've got, in some cases, double or triple the amount of characters that you do in those original Star Wars ones. You've got 14 featured characters there, okay? So you've got Obviously, you've got Finn, you got Rey, you got Kylo Ren, you got Han, Leia, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, BB-8, Poe. You got Captain Phasma, plus 2 featured We're not even counting those big rows of stormtroopers on both sides, but those 2 featured stormtroopers right beside Phasma. And then you can barely see it unless you zoom in here. But right beside R2-D2 is that other little creature that's like riding with Rey in the desert. You've got, not counting all of those stormtroopers in the bottom, not counting all the ships and all that kind of stuff, not counting the Star Destroyer, which could almost count, but it doesn't. Not counting any of that, you have 14 characters on the poster. Now, some people then said to me, well, John, you don't have a problem with like the Avengers posters and the Marvels posters. Yeah, but I mean, are those a little crowded? Yes. But you've got 7 characters in there. You got 7 featured principal people on this poster. You got Hulk, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Nick, Widow, Thor, and Cap. You got 7. If you're going to call that crowded, The Force Awakens has double the amount of characters on it. Now, me personally, I much prefer the D23 poster that they put out for The Force Awakens. I could have even gone with like 6 or 7 characters where you had like maybe on one side, the original, you had Luke, Han, and Leia, and on the other side, you got Poe, Finn, and Rey with Kylo Ren kind of menacing over all of them like Vader used to do in a lot of those posters. That would have been 7 characters. That would have been great. So while this is certainly the Star Wars style, it is absolutely the Star Wars style. You can't look at all the other posters and not completely recognize that this is the same style. It's a Star Wars style, and that's great, but it's just so overloaded. We got X-Wings, we got the Millennium Falcon, we got TIE Fighters, we got Star Destroyers, we got the Death Star, we got all the troopers and explosions and fire and lightsabers, and it's almost like, to me, they were like, we can't decide what would make the poster the best, so let's just put everything on it. So anyway, that's just my personal opinion on the poster. I don't think it's a horrible poster. I don't. It's just that when I knew they were dropping the poster today and I was so excited about being wowed by it, and I'm just not wowed by it. So that's just my impression of it. Now, there are some people out there, and I get it, who just because it has Star Wars, like you could have a shoe that is nothing but a cardboard bottom with 2 rubber bands to hook over your foot. But if there's a picture of R2-D2 on it, then there are some people that go, but it's Star Wars. That means it's the best shoe ever. Okay, I get that, but I'm trying to be objective. It's difficult for me to be objective about Star Wars, admittedly. But, I mean, I just saw the poster. I don't hate it. I don't think it's a bad poster. No, but I got to say, as a massive Star Wars fan that I am, when I saw the poster, it didn't wow me. However, I am very much looking forward to that other little thing coming tomorrow, the trailer. I have no doubt that will wow me. As a matter of fact, I actually, after I put out that tweet saying, the poster feels busy, one of the representatives from Disney actually texted me and put an L. They were just joking around, but they texted me. He's like, how dare you say all these mean things about our poster, LOL. And I wrote back to him and I said, I don't know, man. I think you had room for like 23 other characters. Oh, and here's the other thing. Some people are complaining about the poster. Why is there no Luke on it? I get why there's no Luke on it. I do. Although it would have been cool. I would have rather seen Han, Luke, Leia on one side, Poe, Finn, Rey on the other side with Kylo Ren menacing over all of them. I would have liked to see him, but considering how many characters on this, I don't want to see Luke there now. And that just really tells me that the movie's going to save Luke probably till the 3rd act until we finally see Luke. So the other interesting thing is that it doesn't say Episode 7 on it. That doesn't bother me, per se. It's interesting that it's not there. I find it interesting that it's not there, but it doesn't really bother me that it's not there. I know it bothers some people, just not me personally. So it doesn't really bother me that Luke's not there because I understand that. It doesn't really bother me that Episode 7 isn't on there, although it would have been cool to see it on there, but it's okay that it's not. I just find the poster too busy. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the poster. Jump into the comments section. Let me know your thoughts on the poster. I know a lot of you guys loved it. So jump in there, talk about it. What do you think about my personal criticisms of it? Do you think there's a validity to my criticisms, but you love it anyway? And just let me know your thoughts. Cannot wait for all of our Star Wars, The Force Awakens stuff that we're going to do tomorrow. Keep your eyes open for that. So anyway, that'll do it for me for Collider Video. My name is John Campia. See you tomorrow.